Thanks for clicking that video. My name is Vinny and this is Antonio, and we are obsessed with finding the very best places to eat.
Today we're going to check out the top pizzerias right here in London.
And the first one on that list is going to be Pizza Union. So let's go straight there now. Cheers.
Cheers.
So we were sitting in the restaurant, but apparently the owner was right behind us and he told us, the waitress, to tell us that we weren't actually allowed to film in there, come outside to eat. And it's a nice day, it's a beautiful day. This is a traditional Rome pizza, the really thin and crispy one. We've both eaten pizzas in Rome. And I mean, it's not like this. This is like a crisp.
To be fair, I think like the price was like really cheap, but this would not fill me up. Like one pie, a 12-inch pie would not fill me up.
Price was $3.95, so that is insanely cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't even get a meal at McDonald's for $3.95. Well,
true.
Maybe like a Happy Meal.
So yeah, I think that is like really, really thin.
I don't taste any salt or any flavour in the dough itself. To be honest, this is actually number one here in London. I'm hoping the other two places we're going to go to is better than this because it's cheap. It's £3.95. It's £4.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, in America that would be probably something like $7, $8 for a 12-inch pizza. That's really cheap and affordable. It's a quick snack if you're on work. It's a quick lunch.
To be fair, I mean, in regards to the dough, I love the crisp around the edge. I really do. You get that, you get the crisp, right? But to be fair, there's not as much salt in the dough, which I actually really like. But yeah, I mean, I do like that crisp around the edge.
Let's check out location number 2.
The next stop, Purezza, Camden. So this is actually a meat-free restaurant. It's actually a vegan restaurant, which is kind of cool. And there's some choices for the bases. So we have the whole grain, which is the Neapolitan sourdough base. We've actually got a hemp dough option, which is actually grown in right here in England, in Sussex, which is really interesting. And then we have the Freedom base, which is a Freedom dough, which is actually like a gluten-free option, which is great. There's actually one little option on the menu which I really want to try. It's actually called a jackfruit salami, which is a meat-free option, obviously. Sounds really unusual, but I'd definitely like to try that, but not today, because we're going to stick with our game plan and continue with our margherita pizza.
I've got to say, I'm all for trying something new. I can eat meat-free, and this is the first time I've come to a vegan-only restaurant. But I don't know how I feel about banana ketchup. That, for me, probably pushes the boundary, my comfort zone, too much. I prefer just regular ketchup.
Birthday or no, young man. The sauce is amazing. It's very acidic, not sweet at all. To me, there's no sugar in the sauce, which I love. I love that rich tomato sauce. The base is amazing, very light. I feel like I could eat 2 or 3 of these without a problem.
Straight away you can tell that this is a better quality of pizza compared to the first place. The dough has so much more flavour. You can actually taste that there's salt in this dough, which is important. This is a traditional Napoli pizza, Neapolitan style pizza. Whereas the other one was Rome, traditionally is a little bit more crispy. When you hold it up, it just hangs out straight like a ruler's underneath. This one kind of flops a little bit, and that's traditional Neapolitan or pizza from Naples.
Really cool looking restaurant, really modern, like kind of like a real raw vegan feel to it. Staff are so friendly, and yeah, really really nice people. They gave us a free complimentary espresso, so that was really nice of them. But one thing to mention is that it's a cashless restaurant, so just make sure you bring card with you. If I have to compare it to the first place, the number 1 on TripAdvisor, this place beats it hands down. As I say, the first place is really cool for, you know, like a cheap, real cheap lunch, but you definitely pay for what you get. So would I go back to the first place? To be honest, if I only had a few quid in my pocket, then yeah, maybe.
The cafe we're sitting outside now is called EtnaCoffee, and they do the traditional pan-baked pizzas, which come out either square or rectangular, which they sell by the slice, and a slice costs you £2.90. I gotta say that sounds really affordable, and it looks amazing.
I have to say that is actually amazing. The sauce is, it's like a deep, rich tomato sauce. The cheese is, it's grated cheese, but it's not completely melted, which actually makes it really nice. The texture of it's really nice. It's like a nonna style pizza. Base is, I wouldn't say it's too light. It's just right. It's like a medium density, but it's crispy. It's got such a nice crisp around the edge of it. It's beautiful.
When you're having something like this, you've got to have a traditional Esta little lemon tea. Really brings you back to sitting outside the bar in the village in Italy, having one of these in that beautiful weather. The dough, although it's a bit more dense than the other pizza we've had, it's still really airy inside, so it's still dense, but when you're chewing into it, you feel all those like little pockets of air, and it feels light until you start chewing into it, and then all the flavour from this dough, the sauce, the richness of the sauce, and the mozzarella, the grated cheese, it all mixes together with a fresh basil. Honestly, this is an amazing slice. That's a nice espresso. And this cannoli, they make them up fresh. They have the little shells, they squirt the cream in, they dip them in the pistachio or chocolate. That's good though. That is a great way to end I wouldn't say a meal, more like a snack, but that is a nice cannoli, and that is a beautiful espresso. So far for me, that has been the best slice I have eaten in this video. Now we're going to head over to possibly one of the most well-known pizzerias here in London, Franco Manca, and they specialise in sourdough. It's got a lot of hype around it, this place, Franco Manca. Let's see how good it is.
The dough is a sourdough, and you can really taste. There's a different taste within that dough. I kind of like it. I do. I'm more accustomed to probably like the traditional flavour of a dough, but it works well. So they tend to heat the oven to about 500, 550. For me, I'd like it cooked just a little bit more, so the underneath is a bit more crisp. The cheese is really nice, lovely mozzarella cheese, and the sourdough, it complements it well. The sauce, it's quite tangy. I like that. There's an amazing chili sauce here.
That was a bite. First place we decided to get a second pizza. So the first one we had was a margherita. This one's got smoked chorizo sausage on. So we're not really going to add this one into the mix, but we enjoyed that first one so much that we thought we'd chill out here a little bit longer and have a second.
My final conclusions on Franco Manca. It's a great traditional feel of a pizzeria in Italy. Great ingredients. It's got a real raw feel to the place, and it's great affordability. Compared to the last place we went to, The Italian cafe, I'd say I got to rate that second place, but a real close second. Out of everywhere we've been to in London so far, I'd probably have to rate Franco Manca number 2. Quick little respite.
Didn't last long, but you have to have a little respite to allow digestion to go down, especially when you're eating this much carb. Let's head on to the next place, the last place I believe in this video. The 5th pizzeria we're coming to on this video is going to be Pizza Pilgrim. The story is 2 guys travelled the length and width of Italy, and they tried all of the pizzas on the way, and they decided to come back to London and open their own pizzeria up. Straight away coming in here, it does remind me this sort of vibe of a traditional sort of bar that you would go to in a little village in Italy. The 2 lads, James and the other guy, they've definitely got the vibe right. Tell you what, that's incredible.
That is the true nap taste right there, baby. And that dough, that is traditional. That brings me back to being a kid. The ingredients in that's unreal. Do you know what? That just ticks all the boxes. It's amazing. And that dough, that brings me back to being a kid. A dough called petite, a real southern, traditional Italian pizza dough. That's amazing. Right here in London.
Even their chili oil is on point. And I like spicy food. And so many, if not the majority of Italian restaurants, pizzerias that have chili oil, it's not hot. It's garbage. This chili oil, this is the real deal. You get the flavour of the chili. More importantly, you get that spice. And that's what you look for in real Italian chili oil. Out of all 5 of the pizzerias that we have eaten at in London, Pizza Pilgrim, for me, it's number 1. Second would be the cafe that we went to. Third would be Franco Manca. 4th would be Pizza Purezza. And 5th would be Pizza Union.
Do you know what, guys? I completely agree with Vinny. This is definitely the number 1 place in London. You know what? Going by TripAdvisor, websites and forums, this has got to be the number 1 place. Cheers. 1 pizza is just not enough.
Chili oil? Cheers.
Good.
That's good.
Good.